Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Daniel Kaluuya. Kaluuya.
Kaluuya.
Yeah, you know it. He know his name.
Here we are, everybody. The tipping point. The make or break moment when it comes to people watching my channel this year. My 2018 Oscar Snubs video. Before I begin, especially if you're new here, just understand that I am not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to cause any controversy. I am just voicing my opinion. And I will start by saying that even though I feel that 2017 was not a strong year for movies as a whole, I feel that a good portion of the films that have been nominated this year were very well deserving of the awards that they have been nominated for. I'm also very happy that the Oscars is really playing it safe this year. There's no hashtag Oscars so white, there is no hashtag Oscars so male, but do you all think that there should be a hashtag in there? I think that there should. So I'm just gonna put it out there right now and say, hashtag Oscars so Streep. And we'll get into that later on in this video. So, I'm not going to give the Academy or Hollywood a nice big hallelujah this year, because while there are some great nominees, there definitely are certain films that have completely been forgotten and neglected, and I definitely want to talk about them and why they are deserving of certain awards. Also, when it comes to the Best Picture nods, I am definitely impressed with everyone that has been nominated. There definitely are some great original and innovative films that really played an impact in last year's movie seasons, but I am going to say that there are still a couple that I don't think really should be there, because I personally didn't think that they were the greatest films, but they weren't bad. And at the same time, when we take a look at my top 5 films of 2017, only one of mine has been nominated for Best Picture, and that, of course, is Guillermo del Toro's directed The Shape of Water. But I'm also happy to say that I saw more than half of the nominees for Best Picture this year, and I'll definitely be giving my piece on that. So I really don't have anything major to say or anything to stir up in regards to the fun awards like Best Makeup, Best Set Design, Best Cinematography, Best Visual Effects. Quite frankly, I feel that Blade Runner 2049 is going to win almost all of those, although there are a couple of those in which Baby Driver has been nominated for, and it is such an amazing thing to see an Edgar Wright film at the Oscars this year, and I wouldn't mind if they actually stole a couple away from Blade Runner. But everything there, I feel, is deserving. I feel that Beauty and the Beast is more than deserving for costume and production design. I believe that The Darkest Hour is going to steal makeup, because it was just amazing to see Gary Oldman completely transformed into the late Winston Churchill. Although I do also feel that I, Tonya could be a dark horse when it comes to editing, because I thought that that film was beautifully edited, and it definitely gives me a new perspective on the classic biopic. But then we go into some where I do need to talk to you guys about, and we'll go into the music for score and song. For song, I personally believe that The Greatest Showman will probably win that award, but I do feel that if there's one major snub in regards to movies last year, it is definitely Captain Underpants, and I feel that Weird Al Yankovic should have been nominated for an Oscar for Captain Underpants, the song, at the end of the credits of that film, because it is awesome. It is classic Weird Al Yankovic, and I'm still humming that song to this very day. When it comes to the scores, I'm happy to see that Alexandre Desplat has been nominated for The Shape of Water. I'm also very happy to see that Hans Zimmer has been nominated for Dunkirk, but I don't believe that John Williams deserved an Academy Award nomination for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Granted, the soundtrack is great because it's got a lot of classic songs from all of Star Wars roped into the new score, but I feel like this was probably John Williams' weakest year, because I didn't like the score entirely for The Last Jedi, nor did I even appreciate the score for The Post. But if there are some scores that I truly believe were snubbed in regards to best score this year, it is the score for Blade Runner 2049, it is the score for Wonder Woman, And another film that has no nominations this year, which did deserve a few, not a lot, but a few, I believe that It, Stephen King's book-to-film adaptation, definitely deserved a nomination for Best Score because I was so impressed by the Ben Wallfisch score. It was eerie, it was creepy, and it really left an impression. And if It was going to get nominated for any Academy Award, that is one of two that I think that it should have been deserving. So there are two Oscar snubs that I definitely want to talk about, It and Captain Underpants. In regards to screenplay, I am very impressed with a lot of the nominees. I mean, Get Out, more than deserving, and I actually am rooting for that movie to win. Also, The Big Sick, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard so many amazing things about it, and the fact that it got nominated for Best Original, very, very happy about that. But if there's one original screenplay that I truly believe deserved it, it was definitely Baby Driver, because that was just an amazing story, so much fun, it's beautifully put together, and I am absolutely shocked that it didn't get nominated. For Best Adapted Screenplay, of course, I am rooting for Aaron Sorkin because Molly's Game was a fantastic and fun movie, and every single time Aaron Sorkin is nominated, I am waiting for him to win. But if there's a movie that I also believe got shunned, here's another snub. I believe that It should have been nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay because it was a great transition, and I'm really surprised that Wonderstruck didn't get nominated for anything this year. That was a beautiful, original film, so artistic, and the fact that it got absolutely no recognition this year was an absolute shock. Although, major props to the world of comic book films for Logan getting a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. I don't think that it will win, but it is so wonderful to see it there. For Best Animated Film, I know that Coco is going to steal that award. End of discussion there. But Captain Underpants lost to The Boss Baby. The Boss Baby is not a great movie. It's fun, but it's not great. Captain Underpants is a very well-executed animated film. Probably one of DreamWorks' best. If you haven't seen that movie, but you have seen The Boss Baby, I'd like you to see them both and compare and contrast and get back to me. Now let's go into the actors and actresses. We're going to start with supporting. Give the goddamn Oscar to Allison Janney for I, Tonya, and give it to her now. She's the only person who deserves to be in that category, and she's the one who I truly believe is going to win. But for actor, there are two that I truly believe deserved it. I am rooting for Willem Dafoe, though, for The Florida Project, even though I haven't seen that movie. I'm also surprised that it got such a small amount of Oscar nominations. I would have definitely put it into the category of production design. But I truly believe that Patrick Stewart deserved it for Best Supporting Actor. I definitely think that Nick Offerman was overlooked for The Founder. If you haven't seen The Founder, I'll link a review to that at the box below. I'll link a couple of movies, specifically The Founder and Wonderstruck. And I also believe that one of the biggest snubs that I've seen in the Oscars this year is the movie Detroit. If they were only trying to play it safe because of the brutality against black people in the 1960s that was featured in that movie, I'm sorry, that was one of the most powerful films that I have seen in 2017, and the fact that it's gotten no recognition from any award show, what does that mean? Because I don't think it was a bad movie at all. It was wonderful. It was so well done, and it really left an impact on me. And that is why I feel the biggest snub of the Oscars, and here's your Gyllenhaal effect, everybody, Will Poulter. What a performance in Detroit. I am shocked that he didn't even get recognized. But moving on to lead actor and lead actress, there are two in each of those categories that I'm trying to understand that they're there. Denzel Washington for Roman Israel Esquire and Meryl Streep for The Post. The Post was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie. And I didn't think that Meryl Streep's performance had any value until the very end when she has this amazing moment in the film. But overall, I didn't care for her performance. In regards to Best Actress, I think that one of the biggest snubs is Millicent Simmons for Wonderstruck. She was such a beautifully talented young actress, and the fact that she had to play her role through visuals and through sign language, it was just such a beautiful performance. Again, Wonderstruck is a movie you really need to see. I am, however, rooting for Daniel Kaluuya because I really did like him in Get Out. As a matter of fact, I think he was the best part of Get Out, honestly. But snubs, Michael Keaton for The Founder, Tom Hanks for The Post. He was so much better than Meryl Streep in that movie. And I don't know about you guys, Ryan Gosling for Blade Runner 2049. I was really attached to that character that he played in that movie. I really, really liked him. But I am just hoping on bended knees that Gary Oldman is going to win Best Actor because there is no one more deserving this year, and especially a little bit of a shout out to my friend Chase over at A Few Mixed Reviews. We, a while back, had a little debate over Gary Oldman versus Daniel Day-Lewis. And now the moment of truth, because the two of them are actually in the same category fighting for Best Actor. I seriously believe at the end of the day that Gary Oldman is going to win it because he deserves it. For Best Director, it is great to see all of these nominees. We've got Jordan Peele for Get Out. We've got Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. We've got Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Great nominees. But I think one of the biggest snubs was Catherine Bigelow for Detroit. I really loved that movie, and that is why we're going to move into Best Picture. There are great nominees there, but there are two movies that I feel were good but not great, and I don't think that they deserved to be in the Best Picture of the Year category, and that is The Post and The Darkest Hour. They were good, don't get me wrong, very good movies. But I don't think that they deserve to be classified as Best Picture of the Year. I would have put I, Tonya in there because it was so innovative. I would have put Detroit in there because it was so impactful. Blade Runner 2049, I mean, Mad Max Fury Road got nominated for Best Picture a few years back. But Blade Runner 2049 was on so many top 10s out there, and so many YouTubers who were ranking the best films of the year, Blade Runner 2049 was almost always in the #1 spot. So why is this movie completely getting snubbed from the Best Picture category? I'm certain that Dunkirk has a fighting chance, but I would love to see The Shape of Water win, honestly, because Guillermo del Toro is totally deserving to see one of his wonderful adult fairy tales become a Best Picture. And I also would love to see Get Out be an underdog, but honestly, I really believe that what happened at the Golden Globes is what's going to happen in the Oscars, which means 3 Billboards Over Ebbing, Missouri, which is a movie I still have yet to see, is going to win Best Picture of the Year. If it does, I won't be upset because this is a movie that I must see. The only thing that I am praying for is that there are no more crazy mix-ups, because that was just horrible to watch last year. That's it, everybody. Those are my Oscar snubs for 2018. I'm actually happy that I wasn't so furious this time, but please put your comments in the box below and let's have a discussion about your thoughts on the Oscars. I'm looking forward to watching them and see how everything is going to unfold, but in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.